Part 1. The Ice Queen. I destroyed my beautiful perfect face with a sharp piece of broken glass today. A bloody mirror is my only quiet friend now. I finally paid the terrible heavy price for my shiny fake crown. I only said one word. My name is Bella. I was the most famous, beautiful actress in the entire world. Millions of crazy fans loved my perfect, flawless face. I lived a bright, shiny life full of expensive diamonds and loud parties. I truly believed I was a powerful, invincible queen. I walked on soft red carpets and smiled for thousands of bright, flashing cameras. I treated my loyal working team like cheap, invisible dirt. I demanded absolute, total perfection every single minute of the long, busy day. I threw hot, sweet coffee at slow, tired workers without any regret. I never said a simple, warm, polite thank you to anyone. My most important assistant was my twin sister Mia. She did not share my bright, beautiful, glamorous life at all. Mia lived entirely in my dark, cold shadows. She suffered a terrible, tragic accident when we were young children. A hot, dangerous fire burned the right side of her face completely. She saved my innocent young life and lost her own beautiful, soft skin. She wore a thick, dark medical mask to hide her deep, ugly scars. I hid my sister from the bright public cameras intentionally. I did not want her ugly, burned face to ruin my perfect, shiny image. I forced her to work long, terrible hours behind the quiet stage. She carried my heavy bags and organized my busy daily schedule. I treated my own sweet blood like a dirty, hidden secret. A powerful, famous director named Richard visited my bright dressing room one quiet afternoon. He offered me the main leading role in a massive, expensive movie. The contract was worth many heavy millions of bright green dollars. But he looked at my body with a dirty, creepy smile. Mia watched the powerful director leave the quiet room. She touched my arm gently with her thin, weak hand. She warned me about his dark, terrible reputation in the busy industry. She said Richard was a dangerous, cruel monster who hurt many young, beautiful actresses. She begged me to reject the massive, expensive movie immediately. I felt pure, sudden, toxic anger burn inside my proud chest. I raised my fast, strong hand and slapped her covered face hard. I told her she was a jealous, bitter, ugly monster. I said she wanted to ruin my bright, successful career because she was terribly ugly. I yelled loud, cruel words at her quiet, sad face. Mia did not cry loud, wet tears or fight back at all. She touched her red cheek and looked at the cold, hard floor. She accepted my cruel, harsh words quietly. My blind, arrogant pride pushed my brave, sweet sister away completely. I believed I was completely right and totally safe. The dark, terrible tragedy officially began that exact sunny afternoon. Part 2. The Night Thief. The heavy filming schedule started the very next bright morning. I forced Mia to work incredibly long, exhausting hours. She ironed my expensive, beautiful dresses and fetched my hot, sweet coffee constantly. I complained about every single tiny mistake loudly. I treated my own sweet sister like a cheap, useless slave. We stayed at the massive, busy studio very late one dark night. I forgot my expensive, shiny diamond ring in the private VIP dressing room. I walked down the quiet, empty hallway with fast, confident steps. I opened the heavy wooden door without making a single warning sound. I saw a completely shocking, terrible scene inside the bright room. Mia stood in front of the large, clear mirror. She wore my absolute most expensive custom movie dress. The beautiful, shiny fabric cost millions of bright green dollars. She posed like a proud, arrogant star. She pulled her thick, dark mask down completely. She held her smart digital phone in her thin, shaking hand. She took clear, bright pictures of my secret private movie script. The thick white script contained the ultimate massive secrets of the expensive new film. Nobody was allowed to see those secret important words. I felt pure raw toxic anger explode deep inside my chest. I rushed across the bright room and grabbed the expensive dress roughly. I screamed loud, terrible, cruel words at her frightened, pale face. I called her a dirty, sneaky thief and a jealous, ugly monster. Mia dropped the digital phone onto the soft carpet quickly. She tried to explain her strange, confusing actions with a shaking, weak voice. I refused to listen to her stupid, cheap lies. I pushed her weak, thin body out of the bright room aggressively. I locked the heavy wooden door tightly behind me. I believed she wanted to feel beautiful and important for one single night. I thought she was a pathetic, sad woman stealing my bright, shiny life. I went to sleep in my massive luxury hotel room. I felt completely safe and totally powerful. I woke up the next morning to a massive, terrifying disaster. My shiny digital phone rang incredibly fast. My angry manager screamed loud, desperate words into my ear. The secret movie script was completely, totally leaked to the dirty public internet. The entire expensive project was instantly ruined. The dirty gossip websites published terrible, shocking pictures. The bright photos showed a woman in my expensive dress looking crazy and totally wild. The crazy woman looked exactly like my famous, beautiful face. The bad lighting hid her deep, ugly scars completely. The entire world believed I was a crazy, dangerous monster. My perfect, bright, shiny world began to burn. The dark, deadly trap was perfectly closed around my neck. Part 3. The Blacklist Spiral. The massive global scandal exploded across the entire world instantly. Every single famous news channel talked about my crazy, wild behavior and the stolen script. The powerful movie studio lost millions of dollars in a few short hours. Their expensive, shiny stock price crashed completely. Director Richard called my personal phone with a cold, angry voice. He fired me from the massive, expensive movie immediately. He told the loud public press I was a dangerous, unstable actress. He said my terrible, dark actions ruined his beautiful, perfect, artistic vision. My bright, shiny world collapsed with incredible, terrifying speed. Famous luxury brands canceled my expensive, heavy contracts instantly. They demanded I return their shiny, beautiful diamonds and expensive clothes. My rich, famous friends deleted my personal phone number. Nobody wanted to stand near a falling, broken star. My loyal manager quit his high-paying job by the very next morning. He told the busy public reporters I was a cruel, toxic boss. He claimed I treated my working team with pure, absolute evil. The fast, cruel rumors spread like a massive, wild, dark fire. Dirty gossip websites published new, terrible fake stories every single day. Anonymous fake accounts claimed I used illegal, dangerous chemical drugs constantly. They said I hit my sweet makeup artists and threw heavy glass bottles at my quiet assistants. The entire world hated my famous, beautiful face. I was officially completely canceled and totally destroyed. I could not leave my expensive luxury hotel room at all. Hundreds of angry, loud reporters waited outside the tall glass building. They shouted nasty, dirty words and held bright, flashing cameras. I was totally trapped in my own shiny prison. I drank strong, bitter alcohol and cried loud, ugly tears. I lost my absolute entire beautiful kingdom in less than 24 hours. I blamed my twin sister Mia for the massive, terrible destruction. I believed her stupid, jealous photos ruined my perfect, shiny life forever. I felt pure, cold, absolute hatred for my own sweet blood. I decided to fight back against the massive dark storm. I wanted to save my precious, famous name and my rich, powerful career. I called a massive, urgent press conference in the largest, shiny hotel room. I prepared to deliver the absolute most cruel, dark performance of my entire life. I wore a simple, sad white dress to look perfectly innocent. I wanted the entire world to feel deep, warm pity for me. I was ready to destroy my sister completely. Part 4. The Public Trial. Hundreds of busy reporters filled the massive, bright hotel room. Bright camera flashes blinded my tired red eyes. I walked toward the heavy wooden table slowly. I asked my sister Mia to stand right next to my comfortable chair. She wore her thick dark mask and simple cheap clothes. The loud room became completely, totally silent. I looked at the bright cameras with fake, sad, crying eyes. I started my perfect, cruel acting performance. I told the massive crowd I was a poor, innocent victim. I said someone very close to my heart betrayed my pure trust completely. I turned toward my quiet, shaking sister. I grabbed the thick, dark mask on her face with my fast, strong hand. I ripped the cheap fabric away violently. The entire crowded room gasped in pure, sudden, massive shock. I exposed her deep, ugly red scars to the whole world. The bright camera flashes exploded like a massive, wild thunderstorm. They took thousands of cruel pictures of her ruined, burned face. Mia froze completely in pure, absolute, raw terror. She closed her eyes and lowered her heavy, sad head. I pointed my sharp finger at her shaking body. I screamed loud, angry words into the bright, shiny microphones. I told the busy reporters this ugly, jealous monster destroyed my perfect, beautiful life. I lied and said she stole my secret script because she hated my bright, famous success. I blamed her for every single terrible rumor. I cried loud, fake, ugly tears for the hungry, flashing cameras. I completely disowned my own twin sister on live public television. I told her to leave my bright, clean life forever. I threw my own sweet blood directly to the angry wild wolves. Mia did not defend herself or yell angry words back. She stood quietly under the harsh, bright lights like a broken, useless toy. She accepted the massive, terrible public shame completely. The angry security guards pushed her out of the massive, crowded room roughly. The busy reporters wrote terrible, nasty articles about the ugly, jealous sister. My cruel fake story worked perfectly on their simple minds. People started to believe I was a sweet, innocent angel again. I felt incredibly proud of my smart, dark victory. I thought I finally won the difficult game. I returned to my expensive luxury hotel room alone. I poured a tall glass of strong, expensive wine. I believed my bright, famous career would slowly return. I did not care about my sister and her broken, sad heart. I was a truly terrible, blind monster. Part 5. The Perfect Lie. The angry public internet attacked Mia with pure, absolute, raw hatred. Millions of crazy strangers wrote terrible, nasty messages about her burned, ugly face. They threw dirty garbage at her when she walked down the cold city street. She became the absolute most hated woman in the entire country. I stayed completely hidden in my expensive luxury hotel suite. I drank strong, sweet wine and watched the busy news channels. I ignored her desperate, quiet phone calls completely. I felt totally justified in my cruel, dark revenge. I believed she truly deserved the massive, terrible punishment. I went to the busy hotel bar late one dark night. I wore a large black hat and dark sunglasses to hide my famous face. I sat in a quiet dark corner and drank bitter strong alcohol. The loud room was full of rich famous movie people. I heard a familiar loud voice from the next dark table. It was a famous wealthy movie producer. He talked to a beautiful young actress with a confident, arrogant smile. I listened to his loud, messy words quietly. He drank too much expensive wine and talked too much. He laughed loudly and mentioned my famous ruined name. He told the young actress a massive, shocking, dark secret. He said director Richard planned my terrible absolute destruction many long months ago. The producer revealed Richard never wanted me in his expensive, shiny movie at all. My confused mind started to race incredibly fast. The producer told the true dark story. I threw a heavy glass of red wine into Richard's face last year. He tried to touch my body in a dark, quiet room, and I rejected him aggressively. He promised to ruin my life completely. Richard paid anonymous fake accounts to spread the terrible, dirty rumors. He ordered the famous brands to drop my expensive, heavy contracts. The secret script leak was just a convenient, lucky excuse for his dark revenge. Richard controlled the massive dark storm perfectly from the very beginning. Pure raw sudden panic hit my tired, heavy chest. If Richard planned the massive destruction before the script leaked, then Mia did not cause the terrible scandal. My sister was completely, totally innocent. The script photos did not ruin my bright, famous career at all. I dropped my heavy glass onto the hard wooden floor. It shattered into tiny broken pieces instantly. I blamed my innocent sweet sister for a crime she did not commit. I ruined her quiet, sad life for absolutely nothing. The massive dark truth finally broke my blind, arrogant pride. Part 6. The Dark Room. I ran out of the busy, loud hotel bar instantly. I needed to find solid, clear proof of Richard's dark, terrible revenge. I called a fast, quiet taxi to the massive movie studio. The tall security guards knew my famous face and let me inside the quiet, dark building. I walked to my old VIP dressing room with fast, shaking steps. I opened the heavy wooden door slowly. The large room was completely empty and totally dark. I turned on the small, bright makeup lights. I searched the quiet room for any strange hidden clues. I remembered Mia staring at the large, clear mirror on that terrible night. I walked toward the shiny, tall glass carefully. I touched the smooth, cold surface with my shaking fingers. I grabbed a heavy metal chair and swung it at the mirror with massive, violent power. The large, shiny glass shattered into a million tiny, sharp pieces. The loud, terrible crash echoed in the quiet, empty room. I looked behind the broken, shiny glass carefully. I found a massive, shocking, terrifying secret hidden in the dark wall. A tiny, expensive digital camera pointed directly at the bright dressing area. Thick black wires connected the small hidden lens to a secret computer system. My heart stopped beating for one quiet, terrifying second. Someone recorded my private naked moments in this bright room. I pulled my smart digital phone out quickly. I connected a small cable to the secret hidden computer. I possessed very good basic hacking skills from an old action movie role. I broke into the simple security folder in less than 10 short minutes. I found thousands of massive secret video files. Richard recorded me and many other beautiful famous actresses for 3 long years. The dirty, creepy director possessed terrible, dangerous blackmail material. He watched us change our clothes and sleep on the soft sofa. I searched the massive, heavy folders for my specific famous name. I found my personal dark folder quickly. But the large folder was completely, totally empty. Every single secret private video of my body was permanently deleted. Someone removed the dangerous files recently. I checked the digital system logs carefully. The massive deletion happened exactly one day before the terrible script scandal exploded. Someone broke into the secret dark room and destroyed the dangerous videos to protect my bright public image. Pure absolute raw realization hit my shaking mind perfectly. Part 7. The Blood Shield. I stared at the empty digital folder in pure absolute total shock. My bright, arrogant mind finally connected all the dark, messy pieces. Mia did not steal the secret movie script to ruin my famous, bright career. She found the hidden digital camera before I did. Mia knew Richard possessed dangerous, terrible videos of my private naked body. If Richard leaked those dirty videos, my proud, bright life would be destroyed in the absolute most humiliating way. The entire cruel world would laugh at my naked, vulnerable skin. Mia could not let that happen. She needed a massive, loud distraction to stop the dirty director. She needed to steal his complete, total attention quickly. She intentionally wore my expensive movie dress and took pictures of this secret script. She wanted Richard to fire me and kick me out of the dangerous studio. She purposely created a normal, boring professional scandal to hide the real, terrible sexual danger. She sacrificed her own quiet, safe reputation to build a massive, thick shield around my bright, famous name. She became the ugly, jealous monster so I could stay a proud, clean victim. She took the massive, heavy blame for the script leak voluntarily. She accepted the cruel public hatred and my terrible, violent words without complaining. She used the massive, loud scandal to buy precious secret time. She needed time to find Richard's main hidden server and destroy the original video files permanently. I fell to my shaking knees on the cold, hard floor. I cried loud, ugly, raw tears among the broken, shiny glass. I destroyed the only person who truly loved me completely. I ripped her dark mask off and threw her to the angry, cruel wolves. She bled for my massive, arrogant pride. She burned in the dark, terrible fire to keep my shiny crown perfectly clean. She was the absolute, true, brave hero of this dark, sad story. I was just a blind, stupid, selfish coward. I had to find my sweet sister immediately. I pulled my digital phone out with shaking, wet hands. I called her familiar private number again and again. The quiet phone rang many long times, but nobody answered the desperate call. A terrible cold fear grabbed my heavy, pounding heart. I needed to know she was completely safe. Part 8. The Disconnected Call. I opened the special tracking application on my bright digital phone. Mia and I shared our private GPS locations for basic daily safety. The small blue dot loaded slowly on the bright digital map. My heart beat incredibly fast with pure, raw, deep terror. The tiny blue dot blinked quietly on the dark screen. Her location was not her small, cheap apartment. She was currently at the absolute most dangerous place in the entire busy city. She was inside Richard's highly secure, expensive luxury penthouse. Richard kept his massive main computer servers in his private, rich home. Mia was completely alone inside the Dark Devil's dangerous castle. She went there to destroy the final absolute original copies of the dirty secret videos. She was risking her fragile, innocent life for my famous, shiny name. I ran out of the quiet dressing room instantly. I did not care about the broken glass or the open heavy doors. I jumped into my fast luxury sports car. I drove through the dark, dangerous city streets like a wild, crazy animal. The heavy freezing rain started to fall. I drove much faster than the strict legal speed limit. I ignored the bright red traffic lights and the loud, angry horns. I focused my entire broken mind on the small, blinking blue dot. I prayed to a quiet, dark heaven for her absolute total safety. I promised to give away all my shiny, expensive diamonds and my massive, heavy millions. I promised to leave the fake, bright showbiz world forever. I only wanted to hug my brave, sweet sister and beg for her pure, warm forgiveness. I wanted to tell her I loved her deeply. I arrived at the tall, massive glass building in less than 20 short minutes. The bright luxury penthouse sat at the absolute very top of the dark sky. The expensive private elevator required a special secure keycard. I did not have time for slow, polite rules today. I grabbed a heavy metal flashlight from my car. I smashed the thick glass of the emergency fire alarm box. The loud, terrible siren screamed through the quiet luxury lobby. The confused security guards ran toward the loud, noisy alarm. I slipped into the open elevator quickly. I pressed the top button with my shaking, wet fingers. The fast metal box traveled up into the dark, dangerous night. I held the heavy metal flashlight tightly in my right hand. I was completely ready to kill the cruel, dirty monster to protect my sweet sister. Part 9. The final scene. The shiny elevator doors opened with a soft, quiet sound. I stepped into Richard's massive, expensive penthouse. The luxury room was completely, totally destroyed. Expensive broken glass and ripped soft furniture covered the dark wooden floor. A massive violent fight happened here recently. I walked through the dark, messy room slowly. I saw the massive main computer server in the quiet corner. The heavy black metal machine was smashed into tiny broken pieces. The hard drives were completely, totally ruined. Mia successfully destroyed the dark, dirty videos forever. But I did not see my brave, sweet sister anywhere. I heard a rough, heavy breathing sound near the large, open balcony. The cold, freezing rain blew through the broken glass doors. I walked toward the dark, cold balcony with my heavy metal flashlight raised high. Richard stood near the broken edge of the tall glass wall. His expensive white shirt was covered in dark red blood. His face was covered in deep, angry scratches. He looked like a crazy, dangerous, wild animal. He turned his head and smiled a cruel, nasty, evil smile. He saw my famous, beautiful face and laughed a loud, crazy laugh. He told me my stupid, ugly guard dog ruined his expensive, beautiful collection. He said Mia fought like a wild, crazy demon to smash the heavy black servers. But she was too weak and totally fragile. He pointed his bleeding finger toward the dark, empty sky. He told me she lost her balance during the violent, heavy fight. My heart stopped beating completely. I dropped the heavy metal flashlight onto the wet floor. I ran to the broken edge of the cold balcony. I looked down into the massive, dark, empty space. The busy city street was hundreds of feet below the tall building. I saw a tiny broken shape lying quietly on the cold, wet road. The flashing red police lights surrounded the small, quiet body. Richard pushed my sweet, brave sister off the tall, massive building. He murdered the only pure, beautiful thing in my fake, shiny life. I screamed a loud, terrible, heartbreaking scream into the freezing cold rain. The massive, dark tragedy was perfectly, officially complete. Part 10. The Broken Mirror. The loud, angry police arrived at the luxury penthouse quickly. They arrested the cruel, bleeding director for massive violent murder and illegal secret recordings. The terrible dark truth finally reached the busy public news. The entire world learned about Richard's dirty crimes and Mia's brave, beautiful sacrifice. The busy public opinion changed completely instantly. The loud reporters called me a strong, brave survivor. The famous luxury brands offered me massive new expensive contracts. The biggest, powerful studios begged me to return to the bright, shiny screen. They wanted the famous, beautiful Bella back again. I refused every single shiny, expensive offer. I locked myself inside my large, quiet bathroom in the dark luxury hotel. I stared at my perfect, flawless face in the large, clear mirror. I possessed the absolute most beautiful face in the entire world. But I felt completely, totally disgusting. My perfect, shiny skin cost my sweet sister her entire quiet life. She burned in a terrible fire for me when we were small children. She died on a cold, wet street for me when we were grown adults. I did not deserve this beautiful, perfect face at all. I picked up a sharp, broken piece of glass from the cold floor. I looked at my bright, famous reflection one absolute last time. I pressed the sharp, heavy glass against my soft, perfect right cheek. I pulled the sharp edge down with massive, strong, violent force. Warm, dark red blood poured down my pale, shaking face. I did not feel any sharp, terrible physical pain. I only felt pure, absolute, deep relief. I cut my beautiful skin again and again. I destroyed the famous shiny mask completely. I matched her deep, ugly scars perfectly. Many long, quiet years passed slowly. I live in a quiet, clean room in a private mental hospital now. I wear simple, soft clothes, and I never watch the busy, loud television. The bright, fake showbiz world is completely, totally gone from my quiet mind. I stand in front of the small bathroom mirror every single morning. I look at my deeply scarred, ruined face. I trace the thick, ugly lines with my quiet, gentle fingers. I smile a beautiful, sweet, happy smile at the broken glass. I do not see the famous, arrogant actress anymore. I only see my brave, sweet twin sister looking back at me. We are finally perfectly, completely identical. We will never be separated by the bright, fake lights ever again.